bigger dogs. Do you believe Uzcategui is an A-level opponent that you're facing?
I believe so. I believe, he's an ex-world champion. To be honest, I feel like it'll be a harder fight with him than with Caleb Plant, only because he came out, I feel like he won the second half of the fight with Caleb Plant. And, he cut his eye really good. I feel like Caleb Plant hasn't been the same since that fight. So, like I said, this fight for him is going to be a crossroads fight. This fight for me, I'm feeling like it's the same way. There's, big opportunity on the other side of this fight for either fighter. I feel like, he's had his respect. He's been there for a long, long time. He has a lot of experience. So this is the type of fight that we both need, to advance in our career and get to the bigger dogs. Like I said, this is my second title eliminated. If I got to go through anybody, if I got to get all these hard fights just to get to a world title, it doesn't matter to me. I'm all up for it. I've been working extremely hard. And like I said, if I got to earn my opportunity, I'm going to earn my opportunity in any way it comes.
Jose, I'm curious, when you read the article in Ring Magazine and you saw David said, listen, I didn't get an A-level opponent that I was looking for. Give me Canelo. Give me the Caleb Plant. Give me the bigger dogs. What did you think when you read that?
En una revista escribieron un comentario que Benavidez quería peleadores con más nombres, pero pues que te pusieron a ti. ¿Y qué piensas de eso?
No, yo pienso que es algo que el público quiere ver, ¿no? La pelea de Benavidez contra mí es algo que no viene de ahorita, sino de hace muchos años. Gracias a Dios, ahorita se está dando y pienso que es el momento y pienso que va a ser la pelea que nos va a posicionar tanto como a mí en el mejor ranking para las mejores peleas, porque David es un peleador que siempre ha exigido a los mejores peleadores, de que le huyen, de que le temen, pero pienso que es lo mejor, siempre buscar a los mejores peleadores. Ya ha tenido bastante. Yo pienso que estamos en el mejor momento para enfrentarlo, tanto como él como yo desean las mejores peleas, y yo pienso que es lo mejor que se está haciendo.
Yeah, not really much. I mean, this fight between me and him was talked about back when we were both champions. It didn't happen both champions, but it's happening. I know a lot of fighters are scared of it. They run away from them. That's why those fights aren't happening. We're going to fight. And the winner of the fight gets put in the position to get those big fights, the Canelos and whoever's in front of us. But that's what we want. That's why this fight is a great fight for the public.
When you became champion as the punching,
we can't hear you. It's cutting off. We can't hear you guys.
Yeah, stand by, Jose. We'll get it sorted out.
Looks like Brian Custer may have fell out of the Zoom room. Let's give him just a minute to jump back on. Chris,
Thanks, Corey. Yeah.
Chris, would you mind filling in? Do you possibly have a question we can ask these guys in the meantime? Or do we maybe want to take some questions from the media in the meantime?
If we have questions in queue, we can. I'd like to have Greg queue up the media for questions. Greg, if you want to finish that thought for Brian, I'm not sure if you know where he was going with that next question.
It was breaking up quite a bit, but as we wait for Brian to get back, we can jump into at least one question here. We'll go to Jose Romero from the Arizona Republic.
Hey, David. David, this question is for you. Greetings from Phoenix, man. Can you just talk about going into this fight with your brother and I know your dad's been a really big part of your career as well. The whole family thing going in with the two of you and your dad and everybody else fighting at home in the big arena and what this means to you, especially after it's been that long, 6 years since your last one.
It means a lot to me. Honestly, it means the world to me. It's a dream come true. Me having my first main event in Phoenix, Arizona, and at the Phoenix Suns Arena at the Footprint Center. So it's very exciting. And also just for having my brother return is going to be he's going to be co-main event. It's a very big deal for me and my family. all the work we've been putting in for a long time. You know, I have 20 years boxing. My brother has 23 years boxing, so we've been working hard our whole lives in boxing, and you know, it's finally starting to pay off. So I'm really happy and really proud of my brother and I and the work we've done.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Hey, Brian, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm good. Thrown off, but I'm back in. You guys can hear me okay?
Yeah.
David, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Jose, you can hear me okay? Okay, fantastic.
Yes,
Let me continue with the question I had for you. Jose, you know, when you became champion, many saw you as the boogeyman, just a hard-punching, exciting fighter. And then you take that loss to Caleb Plant, and everyone started saying, well, maybe he's just a one-trick pony, only looking for the knockout, maybe doesn't train as hard. Are you still that guy who we saw who was world champion?
Porque cuando ganaste el título del mundo, todos te conocían como el mejor del mundo, y que cuando perdiste, la gente pues preguntaba que si nomás lo iba a hacer en una pelea, que si no entrenabas duro, que qué pasó, qué fue lo que pasó, y que si todavía eres ese campeón que todos dijeron esa vez.
Bueno, cuando gané, pues sí, cuando gané fue una gran preparación, pienso yo. Ya cuando perdí, pues hice las cosas mal, ¿verdad? Me salí del rol como atleta, ya le falté el respeto al boxeo. Yo pienso que fue las virtudes de que me llevó a la derrota. Pero de ahí en fuera, siempre yo he creído en mi potencial que tengo, y sé que esta pelea lo voy a demostrar que sí siendo el campeón que fui y el que voy a ser.
Yeah, when I won the world title, I had the best camps of my life. Once I won the title, I let it get a bit to my head. I did a few things wrong. You know, I wasn't doing the proper stuff to be a world champion, so I just respected boxing, and you saw the results. But I believe in myself. I know I am, and I'm back to the old me, and I'm going to show it this fight.
David, you know, I know in that same article that I alluded to earlier, you were also quoted as saying, hopefully everything goes well with this fight, and then I'm back in the ring in December. Realistically, against whom, you think?
To be honest, I don't know. I thought the Caleb Plant and Canelo fight was going to happen, but to be honest, I like to take my career fight by fight, and I just like to take care of the tasks in front of me. Obviously, I want to get in there, you know, as much time as possible. But if it's not possible in December, maybe January, February. But right now, you know, my mind is on this fight, August 28th, working very hard. You know, like I said, it's going to be a great fight. So I got to take it fight by fight. You know, I can't overlook anybody, especially ex-champion. So I'm just focused on this fight, and then after this fight, we can talk and see what's going to happen. But I'm 100% focused on this fight right now, August 28th.
In light of Canelo and Caleb's fight falling apart, when do you see yourself as world champion again?
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's the question that I want the answer to myself, you know, but I've come to realize that what I got to do now is just take my career fight by fight, camp by camp, and then that's how we progress, you know, and that's how we get the most out of every single fight, every career. You know, I got to think of every fight as my last. So, you know, I'm working as hard as I can. You know, I just had my son have so much motivation, you know, to make my son proud of me. And, you know, I don't want to ever want to get hurt. You know, I don't want to show my son me getting hurt, me getting beat up. So that's what's giving me the motivation to work even harder every day. So that's what I'm thinking about now. You know, I feel like I want to be in the game for 10 more years. So if the championship comes now, 2 years, 3 years, it doesn't matter. My job is to fight, be ready for anybody who comes my way, and get the victory.
Jose, same question to you. When do you see yourself as world champion again?
¿Cuándo te ves como campeón del mundo otra vez?
Bueno, la prueba es algo dura. Yo sé que Benavidez es un rival. Yo sé que ganándole, saliendo victorioso, yo sé que luego me veo como campeón del mundo con el favor de Dios este mismo año.
First off, the task at hand is a very difficult one. Obviously, we can't overlook nothing. He's a great fighter. But with God willing, if everything would go well, I would want to be a world champion by the end of this year.
And Jose, follow up on that. You guys are both power punching fighters. What do you think is going to be the difference in this fight?
Us first, or are you asking David first?
Jose.
Los dos pegan duro, los dos son fuertes. ¿Qué crees que va a ser la diferencia en esta pelea?
La diferencia, yo pienso que va a ser el trabajo que tengamos ambos, ¿no? El aguante que tengamos ambos y las ganas de quién le alce la mano el 20. Pienso que va a ser uno de los factores porque los dos estamos fuertes, los dos queremos la victoria, los dos estamos bien. Entonces pienso que va a ser la clave, va a ser el aguante que llega a los 12 rounds antes y que se quede muy bien en todo el acto de pelea que haga las cosas.
Obviously, we both hit hard, strong. I think the difference is going to take it more, who has more preparation, who did it. At the end of the day, the last the 12th, and that's about it.
David, same question to you. What do you think will be the difference in this fight?
I agree 100%. It's going to be the person who, who could last longer. Give me 1 second. That's going to be the person who could take more shots, who has more heart, who has more desire in the fight, and who's willing to go through hell to win this fight. We both had good body shots, good power shots. Like I said, we're basically both the same fighters. It's when two bulls go toe-to-toe, you get a war, man. And that's what I'm saying. I'm very hyped up for this fight. I'm very excited. I feel like this is one of the best fights on the cards for PBC this year. So now I'm very excited. Like I said, the people who are thinking about watching this fight, thinking about attending it live, don't miss this one. This is one that you're not going to want to miss because this is going to be it's a guaranteed war, and I'm very excited for it.
Okay, we'll wrap it up with this before we get to members of the media. Jose, for the people who will pay their hard-earned money and come out to the arena in Phoenix, for the people who are going to turn on Showtime Championship Boxing on August 28th, what can you guarantee them that they are going to see when you step into the ring with David Benavidez?
Que para la gente que va a venir, que paga su dinero, ¿qué les puedes garantizar que va a pasar? ¿Qué es lo que les puedes garantizar?
Que va a ser la mejor pelea del año.
That is going to be the fight of the year.
Love it. David, same question to you. What can you guarantee the folks?
I agree. But like with me, I want to make a statement. I'm going for the stoppage. I go for the stoppage in any fight. I know he's going to try to come do the same thing. So, you know what I mean? I'm going for the stoppage. He's going for the stoppage. And this is, like I said, it's guaranteed to be a war.
Well, listen, this is what Showtime's been doing all summer, all year long. High, meaningful, high stakes, meaningful fights. And we got one August 28th. I know members of the media, you've got questions. Hit the raise your hand icon. Greg Domino now from Showtime Sports is going to acknowledge you and bring you in so you can answer and ask your questions. Greg, take it away.
Thank you, Brian. First question comes from Felipe Corral from Univision.
José, gracias. Preguntarte, la historia tuya es, podríamos decir, para una película, ¿no? Naciste en Venezuela, te criaste prácticamente, llegaste a Tijuana y ahí ya hiciste tu residencia. El estilo que has aprendido en esa estancia en Tijuana, ya no regresaste a Venezuela, prácticamente podríamos decir que eres mexicano, ¿no?
So the reporter asked, he saw that his Jose's story is a movie-like story, that he went from Venezuela to TJ. He hasn't back to Venezuela in his style. Now that he learned from Mexican, he can basically call himself a Mexican.
Sí, es algo muy bueno que siempre voy a llevar en mi corazón, ¿no? El México lindo y querido, de haberme abierto a hacer mi gran carrera como profesional. Y siempre igual, dejando en alto el nombre de mi país como es Venezuela, de mi gran tierra como es México. Y emocionado porque regreso a hacer lo que más me gusta y hacerlo con rivales de gran calidad, ¿no?
That's a beautiful thing, Mexico opened the doors for me. I'm grateful to be in Mexico. I'll represent Mexico, but I also represent my country, Venezuela, and my town of Vigía.
Para David, si me permites, David, hay presión extra de sacar, sabemos todos que tu estilo es ir para adelante siempre. Hay presión extra de sacar, dices tú, que siempre son guerras de tus peleas, pero tienes enfrente a un ex campeón mundial y también pues estar arriesgando bastante, ¿no? En ir en busca del knockout ante un peleador que también tiene fuerza en los puños.
Yeah, he asked me if there is any pressure me, going in there trying to be the fighter I am when the fighter in front of me is exactly like how I am. Is there any risk fighting, trying to look for the knockout when the person in front of me is like a knockout fighter? Pero Felipe, la verdad no hay presión. Este es el estilo que yo tengo, esto es como yo peleo. Yo soy un guerrero, yo nunca corro de una pelea. Y como le dije a toda la gente, esta va a ser una guerra, esto es lo que es. Así pelean los hombres, y así vamos a pelear, yo y Uzcategui. Y no hay presión.
Okay, gracias.
Greg, do you want me to translate what he said?
Yes,
I translated it in the first. I translated in the beginning.
No.
Okay,
Your answer.
I said okay. I said no. I'm not. There's no pressure. I feel like this is my style. This is how I'm gonna fight Uzcategui. I've never ran away from my style. This is the type of styles I love to fight. And I said this is how this is how real men fight. Face to face, and we're going to war. And there's no pressure. There's no pressure at all. You know what I mean? I want to be in there. I want to be. I want to brawl with the brawlers. And if I gotta look for a boxer, I'll chase a boxer down all night. I'm not scared of brawling with anybody. I'm not scared of no man. And if this is how I have to fight Uzcategui, this is how the fight's gonna be.
Thank you. Next question comes from Michael Retta.
Thank you. This one's first is going to be for David. All right. So as you mentioned, you're fighting at home. You're fighting with your brother on the card. During the playoffs and the finals, the Suns had a big, commercial and everything for you. How did that feel during the finals to see your face all over the screens there at the arena?
It was amazing, man. Honestly, it was a dream come true. Like I said, when I was a little kid, I was a little fat, overweight kid in Phoenix, Arizona. Nobody ever thought I was going to do nothing. But with the work I put in over the years, 20 plus years training boxing, dedicated my life to boxing. And then in the finals in Phoenix, Arizona, just coincidentally, leading up to my fight, they put my billboard, they put my face, of the event. Versus Uzcategui. So it couldn't happen even any more perfect, man. I'm very excited. Everything is a blessing. I've been working my ass off since I was 3 years old, and I feel like everything's starting to pay off. But this is only the beginning. You know what I mean? I'm not satisfied with anything I've done. I still have a lot more to accomplish, and we're gonna keep going. But I'm very proud of what I've done so far.
Yeah, and then last question for you. You mentioned about being a dad now. You got your son. How much, as you said, it was more motivation, but how much more is it, just seeing him when he smiles and all that? Do you think he's going to be when he, is older and seeing you fight? How much more motivation does that provide as well?
It's definitely more motivation because I don't want to get hurt in front of my son. I want to be his Superman, and I want to be the person that he counts on. I want to be the person that he trusts. So when I tell my son, I tell my girlfriend that I'm going to go in and I'm going to get this victory, I mean it, because I don't want to put my son in that position, you know what I mean? And see his dad hurt. That's why I've trained so hard. I've worked so hard on a lot of things, not just boxing, strength, conditioning, all this stuff. And I prepared myself accordingly to this fight because, I made a promise to my girlfriend and my son that, they're never going to see me hurt. So that's definitely a lot of motivation for me. And that's a big part of my success now. And that's going to be a big part of my success going into the future.
Thank you, man, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Next question comes from Cole Whiston.
Hey guys, thank you for having me. For David first, you said before you're on a mission in the ring with 21 KOs and 24 fights. Is that mission to knock somebody out? And do you think you can knock Uzcategui out, and why?
Yeah, I definitely think I think I could hurt him because I know I could hurt anybody. Anybody I've been in the ring with, I've hurt before. But it goes the same on both sides. You know, I'm not going in there being ignorant enough that I can't be hurt, you know, because he has a lot of power too. So I got to do everything right. But I feel like if I, you know, follow my game plan, do everything right, you know, there's an opportunity to stop Uzcategui. It's not going to be an easy task, obviously, because nobody's ever done it. But if I believe in my skills and I want to be the fighter with the respect that I want from everybody, not only in the boxing world, but from all the fighters too, this is what has to be done. You know, it's a tough task to do, but, you know, I'm all up for it. You know, I'm 100% dedicated, 100% training hard. And like I said, that's what I'm going for. I'm going for the stoppage. I'm going for the stoppage. I'm going for the knockout. You know, just like he's going for the stoppage and he's going for the knockout. So I feel like these types of fights where the stakes are so high, you know, because for either a victory for either one of us, this is WBC title eliminated. You know, I know he's coming 100% ready. I know he's 100% focused, just like I am. You know, I feel like we're two of the hardest punchers in this division. You know, a lot of people have run from both of us for a long, long time. And now we're getting into the ring and fighting each other. I think it's just a statement to everybody else. You know, we're two men, you know, we're going to go to war, you know, and the people are the ones that are going to win at the end of the day. But, you know, it's going to be a great fight. And I feel like I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do everything possible to get the stoppage.
That's awesome. And for Jose, what went into the decision to come back down to super middle? Was it you fighting David Benavidez, or was it that you wanted some redemption at this division?
Usted preguntó que por qué regresaste atrás a 68. Yo creo que es que siempre estuviste a 70.
No, nunca he subido a 175, siempre me he mantenido en la 168. Una pelea sí la hice empezando el año en 175, pero pues igual no quise ser 175, sino darme en la 168 libras.
Truthfully, I really never went up to 175. That was just for one fight because it was in the beginning of the year. And I guess because of COVID, you know, it was a little harder to make the weight. But no, we've always been super middleweights, and I'm here at super middleweight. I mean, the David fight, obviously, we've been wanting that fight forever. You know, everyone runs from David, we know that. So we wanted to fight him from a long time ago, and when the opportunity arose, we took it.
Awesome. And last question, David, you were featured on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. What was that? How was that experience for you?
It was really cool, man. Just because this is Mike Tyson, and you know, this is my first time really sitting down and talking to Mike Tyson. It was really dope, man. You know, there's a lot of stuff he was telling me, you know, from his past life, and you know, just experience he had, and you know, trying to give me some advice. And so it was really dope. It was, you know, one of the moments I'll cherish in my life. I don't know when the next time I'll ever sit with Mike Tyson or if I ever sit with him again. So it was a special moment in my life.
That's awesome. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from Jose Uzcategui.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. ¿Qué tal a ambos?
Buenas tardes.
Have a question y tengo una pregunta para José y una para David. La primera pregunta sería para José. ¿Qué espera José usted el próximo 28 de parte de David Benavidez para la pelea? The question was, how do you expect David Benavidez on August 28th, the fight? What kind of fight do you expect?
Bueno, espero el mejor David Benavidez que siempre he visto arriba del ring, ¿no? Pienso que viene a pelear, pienso que viene a seguir ganándose todos los méritos que se ha ganado, ¿no? Y se va a conseguir con un bolivita fuerte, un bolivita que también quiere sobresalir, ¿no?
I mean, I'm going to expect the same David I always, a great fighter, strong fighter, a David that comes forward, and that's what you're going to see from Jose. Well, two fighters that just come forward, and we're going to give everybody a war.
Gracias. Esta pregunta es para David. David, ¿por qué crees que, bueno, primero, si se gana este 28 de agosto, ¿tú crees que problemas de las agendas, Canelo no se dé esa pelea este año? ¿Te gustaría en el 2022 que se dé esa pelea? ¿Y por qué crees que Canelo te sigue evadiendo? Gracias. Thank you.
Pues la verdad, ahorita nomás estoy enfocado en esta pelea con Uzcategui, pero yo creo que la pelea con Canelo va a ser un poquito más complicado para hacer. Yo creo que cuando yo gane esta pelea, yo creo que la pelea que es más fácil para hacer es contra Caleb Plant, porque ya está ahí en la promoción. So yo creo que esa es la pelea que se va a hacer. Pero como dije, yo tengo un peleador fuerte enfrente de mí ahorita, yo nomás estoy enfocado en él, en agosto 28. So, cuando gane, yo creo que, como dije, la pelea que se puede hacer es con Caleb Plant, no con el Canelo ahorita.
Pero ¿por qué crees que te va de Saúl Canelo Álvarez? ¿Cree que por tu pegada o...?
Yo creo que ahorita en lo que él está tratando de hacer es ganar títulos y ser unified los títulos o se va a ir a 175 y ganar esos títulos. Yo creo que él no le interesa una pelea conmigo ahorita porque obviamente no tengo cinturón, no es mucho riesgo para nada, pero yo creo que ahorita su agenda ahorita es para ganar títulos.
David, if you could tell us what the question was and your answer.
He asked me if after this fight, what fight do you think I could make? What the fight with Canelo, would it be possible by the end of this year or 2022? And I said that, to be honest, I don't think a fight, if I come out victorious, I don't think a fight with Canelo would be the fight that I can make happen. I think the easier fight that can be made happen right now would be with Caleb Plant because we're in the same promotion company. And he also asked me if I think that Canelo is running for me. And I told him, I disagree. I don't think that he's running for me. I think that his agenda right now is that he's looking to either unify titles or to win titles. At 168 or go up to 175 and win a title. I feel like for him to take a fight with me would be a little bit too much risk because obviously I don't have a belt. So I feel like his agenda right now is either unifying titles at 168 or winning belts at 175.
Muchísimas gracias a ambos. Buena suerte el próximo 28. Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you, Jose. Next question will come from Cameron Buford.
Hey guys, I got a question for both of you men. Thank you guys for making time for me. David, first for you, because you've been so complimentary of Jose, do you think because you guys have the same boxing style that this makes it an easier fight to train for?
Training camp is not easy. It's not easy to train for any fight. I think it's an easier fight because it makes me more motivated because I know he's a dangerous fighter and I know he has he has more knockouts than I have fights. So it makes me more motivated. It makes me go that extra mile. It makes me do those extra rounds in sparring because I know, he's not no slouch. He's not no pushover. He's an ex-world champion like I'm an ex-world champion. So it's not hard to get motivated for this type of fight. And if I go in there and I go in to stop Jose Uzcategui, which nobody's ever done, and for a reason, is because, then the people, they can't deny me my respect. I'm going in here, I'm doing everything, every fight that they put in front of me. I'm going to stopping fighters that nobody stopped, like Romer Angulo, Ronald Ellis, Anthony Durrell, I stopped for the title. So, a lot of people say that I can't do stuff, but that's what gets me, that's what gets me going. There's the type of, when people say I can't do something, I go out there and challenge myself. I try to push the limits and I try to look better than I've ever looked before. And I feel like with my age and my experience, I'm getting better, I'm getting stronger. My ring IQ is going up and I'm getting more confidence in myself. So I feel like I said, I'm taking every fight like if it was my last fight. I'm training as hard as I can for it because I know a lot of big fights on the horizon. And, I'm very excited for what's coming up in the future. I already got 8 years professional. Next year is going to be my 9th year professional. So, I'm a veteran myself. And I've been in some big fights. I've been in some big moments, and I'm just excited for what's going to come to the future. So this is going to be another great fight. I feel like a lot of boxers feel like they have to be disrespectful all the time, but you don't have to be disrespectful. Me and Jose Uzcategui know what's at stake. We know what type of fighter each other are, what type of fighter we both are, and we're going to do our talking in the ring. I feel like not every fighter, you have to be, not every press conference, you have to disrespect somebody or say something about somebody. You know, I have a lot of respect for him. He's the ex-world champion, just like how I'm an ex-world champion. You know, I know his style very good, and I'm very excited because, like I said, this is gonna be a hell of a war, and I'm excited. You know, I'm excited for the people that are gonna be there because they're gonna be the ones winning at the end. This is gonna be a great fight. He doesn't back down. I'm not gonna back down either. And may the best man win. I mean, this is gonna be the last man standing, and I guarantee it's gonna be me.
Jose?
Go ahead.
Well, the same question. Because you guys have the same boxing style, you guys are both going for the gusto. Do you find this training for this fight is going to be easier than fights in the past? Give you that extra motivation, I guess.
Dice que si este campamento es más fácil porque conocemos el estilo de él, o sea, que es más motivante que este campamento.
No, es más motivante porque sé que voy con un rival bueno y tenemos que trabajar a un 100% todos los días para llegar en la mejor condición y llegar al mejor Benavidez.
No, of course, it's more motivation. Again, we know what's in front of us. We know what kind of fight. We have to train 100% every day. We got to train as hard as we can because we know what's in front of us. So that day, everyone's going to win.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And we have time for one more question. We'll go to Ivan Montiel.
Hi, thanks for having me. I have a question for both fighters. First off, I'm going to ask David Benavidez about the sparring that he had with Uzcategui in the past and his thoughts on when he sparred Uzcategui. What did he think when he sparred him?
So, like, that's why I know this fight's going to be so good. That's what I'm telling you guys. I'm excited for it, bro, because I know his style firsthand. I sparred him many, many years ago. I think I was like 19 years old, and it was in Big Bear, California. I mean, we both know what we went into. You know, we had a good sparring session. You know, it was an amazing sparring session. You know, I know that's why I know he has power. That's how I know I have to be 100% focused on this fight, and I've done everything in this camp to make sure I prepare for everything. You know, I know his power firsthand. But like I know his power firsthand, he knows my power firsthand. So that's why I know he's motivated for this fight too. That's why I know he's going to come out as 100. Because we both know each other very, very well. You know, we both know each other firsthand. And, you know, like we both became mature since that sparring session. I think the last time we sparred, or the only time we sparred, it was like 5 years ago or something like that. I was like 19 or 20 years old. It was definitely before Porky. So it's going to be, that's why I'm saying I'm super excited. I'm super pumped for this fight because I already know how the sparring session was. So that's why I'm telling everybody not to miss out on this because this is really going to be the fight of the year.
Well, I wish you all the best on August 28th. And la misma pregunta le tengo a Jose Uzcategui. Tú lo conoces a David Benavidez porque tú hiciste sparring con él en el pasado. ¿Qué pensaste cuando hiciste el sparring con David Benavidez?
No, pues fue bueno. Como siempre lo he dicho, no es un rival mal, un rival muy bueno, es un rival que yo sé que a lo que me estoy enfrentando, yo pienso que son peleas que se tienen que hacer, ¿no? De estos tipos de rivales, tanto David como yo. Boxeamos, tuvimos un pasado donde boxeamos, pero fue algo muy emotivo para los dos, porque los dos queríamos eso. Ahorita que se haga una pelea, pienso que es algo mucho motivador para ambos, ¿no?
I'm saying, you know, we know what it was. There was a while ago, great sparring, hard sparring. You know what we're facing. That's why we're motivated. That's why we're pushing this because we understand what's in front. It was a great sparring. It happened a while ago. Now it's the fight, you know.
Bueno, muchas gracias. Te deseo lo mejor el 28 de agosto.
Gracias.
Thank you, everyone. Back to you, Brian.
Okay, thank you very much. Hey, David, Jose, thank you. Folks, listen, these guys said it all. They anticipate this is going to be a fight of the year. You've got two fighters, both with punching power, who both come forward and love to scrap. And it is a high-stakes, meaningful fight because the winner knows that he has a huge fight in front of him with a victory. So it all goes down, though, Saturday, August 28th on Showtime Championship Boxing. We will be live from Phoenix, the hometown of David Benavidez, a two-time world champion, unbeaten, taking on another former world champion in Jose Uzcategui, a man who has 26 knockouts. It will be an explosive night in the Valley of the Sun. Tickets are available through Ticketmaster.com. And again, it will be a triple header of fights on Saturday, August 28th on Showtime Championship Boxing. We certainly hope to see you there. That make sure that you tune in, because as David and Jose say, it should be a fight of the year candidate, if not the fight of the year. I'm Brian Custer. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on Saturday, August 28th.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.